My 7-star rank 3 Hulk is different gravy when it comes to smashing through incursion sectors and rooms. So as a lot of you know, I'm quite partial to incursions, and it was really cool to see an incursions based event this month. It definitely made me want to use some of my newly acquired 7-star rank 3 champions, rocking the likes of Bishop in certain combinations, which I might do a separate video on, because here's the thing, in a nutshell, just use every single hack and you should be fine. But one thing that's really interesting is when abilities of champions aren't just about like, okay, pairing with every single hack possible. There's a rotation and there's something in particular that is really cool. And that thing that's really cool is Perma stun with Hulk. Hulk is this really cool thing, depending on what hacks you choose, which in this video you're going to see like two types of runs, one in Sector 5, one in Sector 6, in which I use two different types of methods of hacks and rotations. Draining degen is what we're going to kick off with, and that was something that was really cool, paired with lots of different things. I would have loved buff cornucopia as well to kind of maximize some damage, but essentially when I'm using a champion to rotate around doing stun based kind of like maneuvers, then I'd start off by either choosing to parry heavy and hit through on that, or do another parry heavy for draining degen, or I'd be going all out to get to an SP1 quickly and then doing stuff with having a hack for debuff upgrade stun, and also debuff upgrade degen, debuff reinforcement degen, attack enhance heavy attack, and things that I would normally rotate around. Parry heavy, well, you know, if you're stunning and heavying, then if you can maximize more damage, and with a champion that has passive furies, hey, that's going to be good. That's going to be really, really fun. The same thing with having things like defensive cascade, martial artist, and all-out effects. Again, further help for that one. There's so many more as well. Like, there is so many hacks. In a nutshell, use all hacks. But look, to be serious, if I can keep an enemy stunned for longer, then I can do more damage. After a certain point with Hulk, I can use my passive furies to then do a longer stun, which is going to be great and comes into what we're going to talk about, a perma stun in incursions. So let's begin. You're going to see as well, I used the Odin pre-fight in order to help out with if I needed like buff cornucopia, or I needed like just a helping hand with some sustainability and survivability for the champion. This is the draining degen rotation and attempt. What I'm doing right here is just kind of like just pummeling the enemy, and this is all about degen damage. In my second run, you're going to see it be about the doing more damage based on crits, which is just so good. But for me, it's all about the degens. You can see here, like, look at that degen damage. That degen is meaty. And of course, I can get the stun suppressing on any enemy and just rotating through on parry heavies and just heavy attacks in general. This I really liked. Of course, having the Odin pre-fight helped to a degree. Could I use a different one? Maybe. I just like this one, and it's fun. If I was using Bishop, I probably would opt for the Horseman pre-fight, as soon as that was built up. But I'm not. This video is not about that. It's about this absolutely amazing rotation, getting that stun. As soon as I've got the Fury passives, is get the elongated stun and kind of put that in as much as possible. Now I do make a mistake right here by the falter, but that doesn't really matter because I'm like, no, I'm going to SP1. I forgot, I think, to read the nodes, but it doesn't matter because when you do stuff like this, that's a lot of degen damage. That's a hell of a lot of degen damage, ticking away very nicely on high hit pool champions, just absolutely demolishing them. Of course, the further you go, the more damage you can do. If you are able to get some of the kind of the side boosters that are up the left hand side, of course it's optional. But I do like this champion because then you do stuff like that, 44k, and that's 20k, and that's 49k, and just doing on that rotation. But it's not the most. When we get into the second run that I did with the champion, that was in Sector 5, I like that more, and you're going to see 500,000 damage. Not to spoil things, but you're going to see it in a minute. I love this champion. I love the rank 3 7-star version. One of the best decisions I've made, and of course the worry I think people had for me when I decided that I'd use tech as crystals to select that and try to, rather than going science, because hey, I had a science gem. But the last laughs on you. I've now got this champion, and then awakened him awoken him from a single Paragon, well, 2 Paragon crystals. For spending 400 units, it was the best spend I ever made, and I'm so happy about that. This was a boss, but I had to be played very carefully because I was like, what's going to happen here? And then, of course, being a bit aggressive here, a bit of a heavy attack. Look at all that damage. Look, it's just melting. It just melts away damage. In run number 2, I did decide to flip the script. I was going to make sure I had kind of the hacks kind of noted down so I could showcase what that was. But unfortunately, I exited it out of incursions, as you do. But one thing that I do remember, or vaguely remember, is Rage into Combat. I think it's as soon as a debuff expires, you're able to do a Fury, you get a Fury buff, and I was getting them quite like 2 regularly. Also, there's another one, which again, I can't remember. I think it was Proud Degen, I'm not 100% sure. But I was getting something where I got a Prowess buff. It could have been something else. And that was helping out do and maximize some damage. And this may be the setup I go for in the future rather than relying on the parry heavy rotation for degen damage with that draining degen that I kind of did before. So let's show some of that footage. Of course, kicking off with Bishop, I think it was Proud Degen, I'm not 100% sure, but this may be from a previous run. You can see as well, like I do like using Bishop. But back to the Hulk situation, and Hulk was very much a case of like, okay, well there's the debuff right there, the stun, the parry. There's the Fury buffs right there as well. I have to make sure because this is the degen one, Nightmare something or other, where basically, you know, I've got to regen back. But you can see the great amount of damage right there. I'm going to shoot an SP1, which is going to do 21k. Not a huge amount, but I'll tell you what, in a minute, everyone, you're going to see some really nice damage here. And I need to throw in a nice SP2. There we go, for 96k. Those numbers are baby numbers compared with what is going to be seen in a moment. And I've got a slow-mo of it as well. I think if I kind of went further, because this run was ruined because Kabam, you know, wow, that was a lot of damage right there on SP1. But I had an issue with obviously the black screen. Still no compensation from that, which is just tragic. But then that's Kabam all over for you. Okay, but back to the focus. 21k there. We're gonna like just kind of boost up a little bit. I think fire an SP1 there. Look, I've done more damage than that. But I tell you what, I'm having so much fun. I really recommend Hulk in incursions just because Hulk smashes. And does that. I mean, that was a 75k kind of like hit right there. And I haven't even started. I haven't even ramped up. Within one SP1, it's like it's game over. Like for the enemy, I love this champion in this content. This is the moment, everybody. This is when things get tasty. As well, the first thing is let's kind of like build up and expire the. We've got armor break as well, which is another one that I've kind of opted for, which again helps out. We do the first one there. Second heavy attack, third heavy attack, fourth heavy attack, and an SP1 for, let's see this, 506k. Let's see it again. 506k. It was so nice to see that. I was like, damn, that's good. And just finishing out this, because I did actually get to the final room for this, Sector 5. Just using this particular rotation as champion, and as I said, I might opt for this in future rather than the degen, the draining degen route. The champion's aggression, as long as I can stun, is just going to be magic, because like you just see here, like it's just suppressed. 337k right there, magic, absolutely mint. Good intercept right there, and then luckily the unblockable goes at the right time. Getting on the front foot with the aggression. We're going to put one SP1 in for a nice kind of good chunk. 51k after that. There's heavy attacks to finish and another heavy attack. Boom! 431k right there. As I said, I can't recommend this champion enough for incursions. Depending on how you rotate, the SP1, the stuns, the perma stun, the buffs that you can get. I think I prefer, as I said, the second way of playing. It's the tale of two Hulks when it comes to like how to kind of go with incursions, and the type of hacks and buffs that you pick up along the way are going to be very beneficial. But that's been the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to share this because I had a lot of fun, and it's important to share things when it's fun in MCOC. Have you used anything that stood out to you apart from, you know, the usual suspects like Angela and Hercules? I just didn't want to make a video about both of them because it's like been done to death. But in any case, thanks very much for watching this video. Check out some other content which will be located on screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.